So we're back inside the cabin. It's pretty exciting. Finally get back here after a couple of weeks of some time off, and we picked up almost 700 square foot of insulation. We're not going to go too high of an R value because I just can't afford it. So we're going to go with the R13 wall insulation that's going to go in between the studs that we put in. I brought a shop light from the garage. We put in 3 shop lights at my house in Cleveland, and I brought the other one down, and it's just an LED light that we've plugged up to the generator. And I also picked up a
air conditioner.
An air conditioner because it's really miserable. So we just run that, and it's actually cooling off the entire cabin with a 5,000 BTU air conditioner. And this is it's rated at like 150 square foot, but this cabin is I think 540. Something like that, and it's cooling off the whole thing just fine. I also brought the futon down so I have something to sit on, and so we have a couch that'll turn into a bed, and yeah, luxuries are pretty awesome, and you can spend some money on some gasoline to cool off your off-grid cabin. So what I plan on doing is eventually there will be solar, and I don't know if running that off the solar is such a good idea because it'll cost a little bit extra money just to get that big of a system to run that. So I'm going to try and get it to where we can run the generator for a little while to keep the cabin cool if we really need to, because it's on a pretty good spot. Where it's at right now, it's on a slope, just off of a slope. So when nightfall comes, all the cool air from the top of the mountain rushes down the valley, and it cools this thing off really quick. So I think that maybe on peak sun times we might run this for a couple of hours just to cool it off, or just nip the heat down a little bit and get it to a comfortable temperature in here. So it's not too bad. With the windows open, it cools off pretty quick, but sometimes the humidity is really high, especially after like a rain. So having this here, we're gonna cut it out of cut out the top of one of the studs, and we're going to shove it through. Because it's just small. It's a really small air conditioner, but it's pretty powerful, it seems to be, so I'm pretty excited about that.
There's a tick on you.
Where?
Right here.
Yeah, that's a tick. Get it off and go kill it.
I can't.
Take it.
I want you to.
Take it and go kill it. Come on, quick. We got the tick. Don't worry, I'm safe. We also got 500 foot of Romex cable. We're not going to use all of it to run electrical lines. So I'm going to wire the cabin for 110 and have enough outlets to plug in small devices and stuff. And that will all run off of solar eventually. It's going to be a little while before I do that. There's a couple good deals on some solar panels right now that I'm looking into. So that's something that's coming up soon. But I got to get the ceiling finished. I got to get this place insulated. I got to get the drywall up and get some paint and the floor put in and another coat of paint on the ceiling. There's just so much more work left to do. So those are some things that are coming down in the future. Another thing that I really want to work on is water. I want to get pipes brought in so I can have the sink put back in and have some running water. Picked up that well pump, which will be fine to pull water out of the well that's right out in front of this cabin, and we should be able to get some running water that way. And also I want to set up a rain barrels. I've got like 40 blue food grade barrels in the barn back there, and those will be great for putting those would be great for water catchment. I got to get a gutter set up, but before I do that, I got to get soffits put in, and so there's a lot of outside work that still needs to be done. And then hopefully, there's Papa. Hopefully, we can get all that stuff done within the next couple of months before wintertime hits. And if not, then those are some things that we're going to work on during the wintertime. Another thing I got to do is work on heat if I'm going to be coming down in the wintertime. So we got a small wood burning stove that we can put. I'm going to put it right in the middle over here. To the left of the sliding glass door, and that'll be over there probably right around where Doze was at over there, and it'll sit right there in between those two windows. So that's what I think I'm going to try to work on next. Those are all things that are coming down the pipe. Hopefully in the next couple of months we can get these things worked out. But for now, I really want to finish the insulation and get this place wired up for electricity, and I want that to be done, or at least the wires ran, maybe not like the circuit breaker box and things like that, but at least the wires are going to be run, and hopefully we can be hopefully we can be done with that this weekend. So stand by. I'll give another update in a little while, and we'll see where we're at. All day on getting wires ran for the electrical, and I'm not an electrician, obviously that's number one. I'm not a carpenter, number two, but my brother can help me out with the electric as long as I run the cables. So I'm getting those all done, and I'm pulling them through to where we have cables on all around. So I want one cable for a really small, like, refrigerator. I'm going to try to get one of those RV ones that can run off of propane or electric, depending on what's available at the time. And then I have another set of sockets just for charging USB devices, laptops, things like that. That'll run on its own circuit. And then I have another one that I put up top for an air conditioner, and that'll be a special circuit that plugs directly into the generator if I don't have enough solar power to run it, which I probably won't. I mean, let's just face it, solar and air conditioning don't really go together very well. If I can figure it out, I'll share it with you, but my intentions are not to try to run an air conditioner off of solar. It's just not something that people do. I mean, it's just not something that I have seen very many success stories with. So I'm going to put the breaker panel right up here, and I will put a output that goes out, kind of like an RV cable that you can plug into a generator, and that will allow me to bring electricity inside and supply it to every outlet inside here without having to, you know, try to do a male-to-male connector. You know, that's just dangerous. We're not doing that. So I'm going to do my best to do it the right way. If anybody has any suggestions on how I should do it, just let me know, and I'll try to work out the details. If you got any good YouTube videos that you want to share with me, just link them. It'll go to my spam folder, but I check that and I'll get them. Just let me know, and I'll use those resources to help me do the electric in this place. Another thing is solar and how to split the difference between the two. I've been watching a lot of videos on how to do that, but it's not always clear. You know, it's not always clear, and there's always nuances and things that you're working on that are different from what somebody's trying to explain to you. So if you've got any ideas on how to do that, just let me know. Post it down in the comments below, and I'll reply and try to use those resources to do the best that I can without burning this place to the ground. So far, so good. So what I did do is instead of using that lantern, I did bring the LED light in here, and the light's pretty bright, and it seems to be doing pretty good. And then it's really hot this past couple of weeks. I mean, real hot. So I walked in here earlier today, and it was like maybe 90 degrees, which is a little bit warm. And I fired up this 5,000 BTU air conditioner with that little, 2.5 kilowatt Harbor Freight generator that I purchased, and it runs the light in the air conditioner just fine. It keeps this place nice and cool. I think that once I get the insulation all put in, which is what I'm about to start with in a little bit, then it'll stay a lot cooler with this air conditioner running. I mean, right now it's completely comfortable. I'm having no issues staying inside the cabin with that air conditioner running, and I think it's probably pushed this place to run on 68 or 69 degrees, which is just plain perfect for me. I don't mind that. I don't think anybody minds that a bit. So that's where we're at so far. Papa's been outside working on nailing the outside boards and those plywood boards that we put up all the way through to the 2x4. So he's been marking those off and nailing them through, And he's gotten the seams really tight, which is great. So now we don't have any gaps between the plywood and the 2x4s, and it's bringing the structure together really tight, and that's making it really nice. So stand by in a little bit. I'm going to start putting in some insulation, and we'll do another update in a little bit. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.